It's YoBo. Welcome to day 252 of Life According to YoBo. Yes, indeed. Living a life with no mess, no stress, no BS. Got a phone call from my sister after I put her out there on Front Street in days 248, 249, and 250. She called to add her 2 cents, which I shared in day 251. And now I'm going to give you some more of what she told me. We're going to start day 252. I asked her, just to refresh you a little bit, I had no idea that she had issues with our mother. Oh, pause my Clark sisters. I never knew she had unresolved issues with our mother. Go back to 251. I talk about it in there. My question to her was, how did you resolve your issues with Daddy? Because when I tell you she drove us absolutely nuts up in 16302 South Caress Avenue, woo, yes she did. First of all, she said, I went to counseling. She went to counseling not once, but twice. And she gave me her permission to disclose that information. And in counseling, woo, y'all come close. Come close. I want you to hear this. Y'all ready for this? In counseling, I realized he was doing the best he knew to do because he never had a daddy. What'd I tell you? My mother never had a mother, so she didn't have anybody to teach her how to be a mother. She had to learn on her own. My daddy never had a daddy in the house, that is. So he did the best he knew how to do. And if my 96-year-old auntie wasn't still alive, boy, I'd really, woo, you wait till we do the book on this right here, okay? Woo, woo, woo. If my daddy's sister wasn't still alive, 95 going on 96, she would have a fit if I said what I really want to say. But they didn't have a father in the house. The things I needed from him, Gail said, the things I needed from him as a father were never modeled to him. The choices he made was not about me. It was about him playing the hand he had been dealt in life, and he played the best way he knew to play. Bingo! Let me read that again, okay? In counseling. She realized he was doing the best he knew to do because he never had a daddy. She realized the things I needed from him as a father were never modeled for him. The choices he made didn't have nothing to do with her. It was about him playing the hand he had been dealt, doing the best he knew how to do. My daddy was the son of a single mother. She was the daughter of former slaves. My grandmother's mother had been a slave. My grandmother's father had been a slave. The only man in his life was his grandfather, because they all lived, the little small community. And their grandfather had 2 wives in the same house. While you clutching your pearls, hold on a minute. It sounds bad that Grandpa Nash Wright had 2 wives in the same house. Remember what we said, we're going to look at things from a different perspective. But Nash Wright was the son of the slave owner. Who did he have as a model? Huh? The slave owner, his daddy. And Daddy was going around poking anybody he wanted to poke on the plantation. That's the male role model Nash Wright had. So as he became a man, he decided he wanted to poke more than one woman. That's what he did. And I will give him credit because he gave all his children his name and he claimed all of his children. So now my grandmother, an unmarried woman, don't tell my auntie I said this, please. An unmarried woman, but yes, she had children. She got them from somewhere. So the male role model that my dad had, His father, everybody knew it was his father. You know, we don't talk about that stuff. The man had a wife, had 3 children, and my daddy looked more like him than all 3 of his children put together. But all my daddy saw his father do was come and go. He come and he go. He come and he go. He was gone more than he was home. So as my daddy married, had a family, and had children, he did what he had seen his daddy do. You come and go. Even though he was coming home to his wife, he was gone more than he was home. It's not about you, Gail said. That's the main thing. It's not about you. So I asked her a question. I said, what about molestation? Let's use that as an example. And she said, even in the case of molestation, if you have been violated by an adult, as a child, if you've been violated, it wasn't about you. It was about that person who saw an opportunity, and they took advantage of the opportunity, not you. You ever see you hear about little children walking home from school by themselves, and all of a sudden they're gone? And when the perpetrator is apprehended, they'll say, I was just driving home, I got off work, and then I saw that little kid. They don't leave home and say, I think I want to go molest me a little child today. That's not what they do. I was minding my business. When I saw that child walking all by themselves and no adult around, it was an opportunity, and they took advantage of the opportunity. Same thing with the molester. Because they didn't heal. Y'all understand this. You understand child molestation. That kind of stuff angers us. But because the child molester did not heal, they continue to hurt other children. Because hurting people hurt people. And Gail said, now I'm going to bring all this back to me. With everything you said about me in the day 248 and 249 message. Hurting people hurt people. It was never about us. When I say she drove us absolutely nuts, and the day she left. You ever pray and had to cuss when you praying? That, I had to cuss in my prayer. I'm like, Lord, give me the, and I had never told her this until we had this conversation. I said, the day you left, you were so mean. You were so nasty. I was in the car and you had to go back into the house for something. And I just sat there and I prayed. I said, Lord, give me the strength to get this B to the airport without kicking her A. That is I ain't never cussed in a prayer. But honey, that's the prayer I pray. Give me the strength, Lord. I don't want to have to kill this B. Give me the strength. And when she got out the car, I told her, Lord, I'm so thankful that her blankety blank blank is gone. And she confessed to me. She said, when I got out the car, all I could think was, I'm free. I've gotten away. Hurting people hurt people. After I left, I would come back. Oh, she says, when you said after I left, I wouldn't come back and stay in the house. She said, but since I left California in 1986, I never spent the night in that house. It was not home to me because my mother bought that home when we were pregnant. We were married and pregnant. She said, all I knew about that home, I felt like a visitor in that home. I would visit, I would see mom and daddy, and then I would leave. I have always lived in my own house. Privacy is very important to me. And when I got there, she said my plan was for daddy to die within 6 to 18 months, and we could have managed mama's care without us living there 24/7. But things didn't work out that way. And I felt like I had been dropped in the middle of Baghdad. I had moved to California with a different plan. I never came to California to be a 24/7 caregiver. Daddy was taking care of mama at the time, and you said he's not physically able to do this. I need to do something. And so, as she said, that's when she came to California to help me, but not to be stuck there in that house. And Daddy went downhill. Mama died 4 days after she got there. Daddy was in diapers 2 months later. That was not part of her plan. Ooh, what happens when life don't go according to your plan, boy? Woo, when you in a jacked up situation and it ain't nothing like what you planned. Honey, but wave your hand in the air and tell somebody all things work together for good. Even your situation, yours can work together for good if you just let it. Because when I come back tomorrow, I'm going to wrap up the last of what she said. And she going to tell you how it all worked together for her good. See you tomorrow on day, let me see, 253 of Life According to YoBo. A life with no mess, no stress, no BS. Look at old boy. This is what I want you to do. You see all that baggage he's dropping? He's dropping mess. He's dropping stress. He's dropping BS. And I hope you learn how to do that too. All right, come on back tomorrow. Bye-bye.